Escape the dungeon!
Hello, everybody. This is Escape the Dungeon, the podcast where we ask you to join us as we explore the world beyond the world's oldest role-playing game. My name is Mike Cripps, and I will be your master of ceremonies, and I am joined by 4 mystifying players. Zach Brass.
Hello, everybody. That's me. I'll be playing Nate today.
God fucking damn it.
Dom Brass.
I'm here.
Nate Brass.
Hello, everybody. I'm Nate.
I was waiting for it. That was perfect, Zach. I was like, am I going to have to cue him? No, he's got this.
And Tyler Knittle.
Go Birds!
Woo! Each season, we will be playing a different tabletop role-playing game. This season, we are playing Urban Shadows 2nd Edition, a Powered by the Apocalypse game published by Magpie Games. Guys, I was thinking about something earlier. Something I wanna get your opinions about. I want us to imagine a world, okay? A world much like our own. Close your eyes if it helps you visualize. A world much like our own, but a few years in the future. Some company announces that they are going to be doing space flights, commercial space flights. You can buy a ticket, you can get on a spaceship, and you can get shot up into the atmosphere. Assuming that it is a reasonable and realistic amount of money to pay to do this.
Ha!
That was my first immediate answer before you said that. I'm like, I can't afford it.
Assuming it is a reasonable amount of money, how many years would you wait before doing this? Are you going, like, opening day to the commercial spaceflight spaceport? Or are you gonna see how it goes a little bit before you rush to do that? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm just going to see how it goes.
Yeah, no,
right?
I mean, I feel like you made it too easy because, like, what am I, a psycho? Like, I'll wait.
And you know, ultimately, the thing about it is I'm actually probably optimistic and thinking it's going to be fine. But I'm like, still just going to wait. It's fine. Let me see how cool it is. And like, how much is the cost? Because like, if it's really, really cool, a reasonable cost is a lot higher than if it's kind of lame, right?
But like, it'll be less cool because everyone will have been to space.
I would go if I got to do a fly around of the moon. That is my criteria.
I think it depends, honestly, on how long the ride is. How long I wait. Because, like, if it's like, oh, you go around the Earth, you get to see the whole globe thing, but it's like an hour, no. But if I get to be up there for a little while, do some cool space stuff.
Nate, how long did you say you'd wait?
6 months.
So within the first year of commercial space travel being a thing, you're like, I trust this. I think this is gonna be okay.
Yeah, if it's worked for 6 months, it's gonna work now.
For sure.
You honestly, at that point, I think, have a better chance than at like the 2-year mark.
Honestly, I kind of think I agree with him.
Counterpoint. Say someone's offering you trips down to go see the Titanic.
Shut
and
up,
they make their
dude.
submarine
Shut
out
up.
of carbon fiber.
Nah, I don't trust the ocean. The ocean, it kills me. No, I don't trust the ocean.
I think I'm waiting 10 to 15 years of commercial space flights being a thing before I'm even like considering buying a ticket.
I'm waiting until there's at least 4 or 5 major disasters. By then, I think they'd work the kinks out.
I think to me, it depends on how cool it looks. Like I said, if you're sitting in a spaceship, they take you around Earth and they're like, check out how cool it looks. Look out your window. You're all strapped in, so you can't do any crazy shit because we don't trust you fuckers. And then it's not like it's cool, but like it's not as cool as it could be, right?
What if it's a space restaurant?
Yeah, no, Nate, that's where I'm at. Call me when there's like an inclusive resort on the moon. Then I'm interested in going.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like it'd just be cool, but I feel like what I realistically would do is I would keep putting it off and then do it in like 40 years or something.
When it's too expensive.
No.
Because it's become a real big fucking...
once it's come back down after it became a big thing, and now everyone's going to the moon, and then I'll have like a come to Jesus moment.
Everybody's done it, they're all bored, and you're just like, well, I'll do that.
Okay, this fucking guy.
Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you for a sec. I don't think I'd go to the space travel. I don't know if I'd ever do it.
Because it's run by Nazis?
Well, yeah.
In this scenario, I'm also imagining this service is being provided somewhat by someone other than Elon Musk.
Oh, great! So we're on Virgin Galactic, huh?
These are ethical commercial space flights.
Tyler, cut that.
Why would I cut that? Fuck Elon Musk. Nazi prick. Also, this is releasing way after, so I have said some things that hopefully I don't regret, like go birds.
Yeah, I laughed and I right after you said that, I'm like, it'll be awkward if we don't win.
It'll be awkward if we don't win, but you know what? I got the jersey.
This is coming out in 2 months.
Yeah.
Here's something I'm comfortable saying, regardless of when this episode comes out. Fuck the Chiefs.
Fuck the Chiefs.
Fuck the Chiefs.
Fuck
Yeah.
Andy Reid. You fat fuck.
Go Birds.
Yeah, those guys. Go Birds.
Previously on Urban Shadows, Bobby had been challenged by Vinny of the Red Vineyard Society to put a stop to a performance of the Purple Guys Affiliation show. He decided that the best way to impress the vampire artist was with violent spectacle, which would of course require a victim. So he recruited Ezra, Chris, and Dale to help him hunt down Josh King and kill him. Then they successfully smuggled the body into the Luxor Casino, where federal agent Ryan Arizona was investigating the crime before it could happen. When it seemed like their plan was about to be ruined by the agent, Ezra went demon mode and dropped Josh's body from the sky. In the ensuing chaos, everyone managed to make it out alive, and Bobby was sent an address to an unknown location, congratulating him for his work. And so you guys are on the street outside the Luxor Casino, on the strip. And I gotta be honest with you guys, after last week's episode, I was like, what am I gonna do about this? How am I going to resolve all of the chaos that they caused trying to get this mission accomplished?
That's what this game's all about.
That is what this game's all about. But I also did a little research, and it turns out that I want to say it was 2007, at the Luxor Casino, there was a car bomb that was set off and a person was killed. True story.
I warned us about this.
And hear me out. The casino didn't shut down.
We gotta make money, baby.
Didn't evacuate.
Vegas, baby.
It just continued operations as normal after that.
You picked the
happened.
location, Mike. You chose
And
this.
so I guess you guys are just fine for now.
No, this is great because I thought it was crazy that they didn't shut the casino down as soon as they heard the bang. But then it's like, turns out, it's like, yeah, it's a casino. Okay, come on, guys.
They don't do that. Yeah.
Keep everyone
Time is
gambling
money.
and go check that out.
How are we going to make money if it's closed?
And so, yeah, I'm sure that there are like the people that were in the audience for the show, they went running, screaming out. There's certainly some people who, upon hearing screams and an explosion would be running away, and, police are on their way. But mostly it's kind of continuing as normal. Like on your way out, you would see staff, security trying to like calm people down, tell people that they're looking into it. But it is not the level of chaos and panic one might expect from a place that just had an explosion go off and a body drop from the sky. So you guys, I think, are reasonably able to just take a breather in the immediate moments after all of this. And so you're relaxing just a little bit. The job is done. Bobby, you get this text from an unknown number, an address, a job well done, and saying that we should meet up.
All right. Well, I obviously send the text back. I got the address, so I send the text back that, hey, do I have a couple of plus ones?
It just says, of course. And and then you just get a message that says 11:30 tonight. So, a few hours from now.
Long day.
Yeah, I was gonna say we did everything today. So I let the gang know. Hey, guys. So we're gonna go to this address. What does the address say?
So when you look up the address, it is not of like a location that specifically anybody here would be familiar with, but especially those of you who have lived in Vegas for quite a while would recognize the neighborhood that it's in when it comes up. The address that you were sent is in a neighborhood sort of adjacent to the Strip, a real place in Vegas called Naked City.
I'm there, dude.
Well, Dale, certainly you would be the most aware of Naked City. It is not a great part of town.
Oh.
It is just beyond the Strip, just past what I believe is the tallest structure in Vegas, formerly called the Stratosphere Hotel and Casino, recently rebranded to just the Strat. But Naked City is, kind of a residential area, lots of apartment buildings, lots of like warehouses, and it's kind of like known to be run down and not the safest place to be. Like, tourists do not go there. There's nothing, for people who come to Vegas to experience Vegas, there's nothing for them in Naked City.
Yeah. All right, gang. It's looks like we're going to Naked City.
Naked City? Come on, man.
Well, that's the address I got. They're vampires. They probably doing it. It's probably some gross, sexy shit, like over the top.
That's not what that means.
No, I mean, yeah, but it's in Naked City, so
It's not what you think it is.
It sounds like it's what I think it is.
they're vampires. They want to meet us there. It's a place known for its showgirls and like not being a great. I'm just saying, it's probably some pretty creepy shit.
Okay.
Is Vinny gonna be there?
Vinny is almost certainly going to be there. He is my only contact with these guys.
Interesting.
Okay, well, hopefully it's not too interesting. Just kind of do a get in, get out thing. Don't even have to talk to him if you don't want to.
We'll see what happens.
Okay. Hey, you take your time with it, Dale. Do what you got to do.
All right. I guess we should probably get on over there. Should we get a cab? Ride all together? It seems like a hassle to take like two different vehicles and a wolf there.
I mean, yeah. I would like to, if someone could give me a ride for sure.
Yeah, let's take a cab. Those guys know who I am. And they'll almost certainly have my license plates, so I can't exactly use the truck no more.
No, that's a bummer.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer.
I have an extra motorcycle if you want one.
I don't know how to ride a motorcycle.
You guys have like... I think the show was supposed to start at 7 is what we had said. It's about that time now because you guys stopped it right before it happened. This text message said to be there at 11:30. I'm totally fine fast forwarding to then. But does anybody have like a particular scene they want to do, particular conversation they want to have before we go to Naked City?
Are just out of curiosity, are Tyler and Dom still massively on drugs?
Yeah. They're both gonna be high basically until tomorrow.
Great. So it is acid. Chris, I hate to do this to you, but I just don't think I could go home for a little bit. And
no.
we've been real we've been real good friends, haven't we? Real good friends. You and me, Chris and Dale. Just a couple old pals.
Yeah, Dale, I can turn my office into another room. We'll get you your own room.
All right. I can always count on you. You know that? I can always count on you. You're my best friend.
Anything for you, Dale. You keep me grounded. Promise me you'll stop snorting demon drugs.
Why would I want to do this again? I want it to stop already. I'm over it. I get it. Can I just be sober now? How long does this last?
I mean, it affects demons. It's strong.
I gotta get out of here. I'm freaking out. Bobby, are you with me?
Dale!
All right, you ready to meet your ex's boyfriend?
I might have to wait in the car.
I think with that, we cut over to you guys being dropped off in front of this address by a taxi late at night. It is still Friday night. As you said, it's been a very long day. 11:30 p.m., March 30th, 2024.
Worst trip ever.
And you were dropped off in front of what appears to be an abandoned warehouse in the middle of Naked City, this part of the part of Vegas that you don't want to be walking around at late at night. No signs of any sort outside, nothing to indicate that this abandoned warehouse is in any way special or noteworthy.
Like, zoinks, that place is totally creepy.
Front door?
Yeah, I think front door.
All right. Ezra's going to walk in first.
Yeah, so the front door is this like big, heavy metal door. And Ezra walks up, and you really gotta push your shoulder into it. But the door opens, and as it does, you are blasted with the sound of like ethereal art pop music.
Stop.
I thought you were about to say you're blasted with a beam of death.
No, it's like super synth heavy and like these. Tyler, I swear I'm not doing this just to torture you. You don't have to make the music I'm describing.
I do. I do.
Ezra's vibe into it.
Yeah, it's this very like Euro synthy art pop that is just blasting. And
You're listening to The Cure. Got it.
And there's like neon lights that are like flashing different colors, you know, brightness. And you walk inside and you see that this warehouse is filled with a couple dozen people that are walking around, they're dancing, they're having mysterious cocktails that they're drinking. And there are these like art displays that are, you know, some are hanging from the ceiling or the walls. They're all very like abstract and avant-garde. This is not commercial art. This is post-modern. You see that there's one display of a guy who is like totally nude on a rotating platform, and he's wearing like a rubber clown mask over his face.
So not totally nude.
Not totally nude. And there are mirrors all around him, and there are some of those tourist like viewfinder things that are stationed and like pointing at him, and you see people like walking up and putting a quarter in and like looking through the binoculars that are like aimed at his junk. Like it's these weird art displays. It's all art freaky. It's not vampire freaky, what you're seeing in here. As you walk in, and you know, some people give you smiles and nods, Bobby, you are approached after a couple minutes by Evangeline, who you'd met before, the fake French vampire who first told you about the Red Vineyard Society. And you see that she has a cocktail glass filled with red liquid. And she comes up and she just puts a friendly hand on your shoulder. Bobby, how nice to see you. That was your work that everyone is talking about from earlier tonight?
Yeah. That was me. It's good to see you again. I wasn't sure if I'd see you here.
And I was hoping that I would see you here. And she gives you like a gentle kiss on each cheek. Introduce me to your friends.
Oh, of course. Guys, this is Evangeline. She's the one who told me about the Red Vineyard Society. Oh, this is Chris, the wizard. This is my friend Dale. He's he's a great dude. He really grounds out the group.
Dale is just staring mindlessly into all these lasers and shit flying around.
And this is Ezra.
Hey, I'm Ezra.
Charmed, I'm sure. Everyone, please welcome friends of Bobby's are friends of mine. Please enjoy yourselves. But then she looks back at you, Bobby, and she says, whenever you are ready, Vinny has asked that you go see him. You'll find him. He has an office upstairs.
Just one-on-one time he's looking for?
I'm sure he would love to meet your friends if they would like to meet him as well. He was very impressed, Bobby, by what you did.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. I was a little worried we went a little too vampire. I got a little crazy with the prompt, but
She throws back her head in laughter. Oh, Bobby, you did precisely what we were hoping you would do. Again, just like sort of pats your cheek and just says, I should see to some other guests, but enjoy yourselves tonight, all of you. And when she smiles, you see the vampire fangs, and she disappears into the crowd.
So, sounds like my improv went pretty well, huh?
honestly, Ezra, you fucking killed tonight. That was crazy. I thought the whole thing was fucked.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty fucked.
No, you fixed it. It's all fixed now. You have no idea.
So you guys gonna start calling me the Beast now? I hear that's what they're saying. I'm the Beast.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty cool nickname, right?
And this is how Ezra and Bobby became friends.
All right, let's talk to Vinny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go meet up with
Everybody going along?
I think Dale's gonna wander off. I think the trip is taking him, guys. He's letting it happen now. Now that he's in this fun, low-stress environment with lasers and good music and shit.
Dale wanders off.
Yeah. Does anyone notice me wander off? I want to say I wandered off during that conversation.
You guys tell me.
I didn't notice.
I probably didn't notice.
Wait, did you want to go on an adventure?
A little bit.
At worst, I want to go looking for him later.
It's Dale. What's the worst that can happen?
So Dale wanders off to take in the art, and Bobby, Chris, and Ezra head upstairs. You guys are brought by an attendant up to a closed door. The attendant raps on it, and a moment later, the door swings open, and you are greeted by a shirtless man with a big, toothy smile on his face, with some red sort of dabbled around the mouth, and one ear. Bobby, my boy! Bobby! I think that's what I made him sound like last time.
Yeah, Vinny, it's good to see you again. You know, I heard you liked the piece I did.
Bobby, my boy, I loved your piece. We have much to discuss, my young friend. Come inside and have a seat. And Vinny ushers you inside, and while the gallery below in the warehouse was art freaky, the room that you walk into is vampire freaky. You see that there are a few other people in here lounging around on like couches, chaise longues, and there are like 3 or so human people that have bite marks all over their necks and arms and chests, and blood sort of dribbling out. Seems like they've been carefully attended to by the vampires in here. But it also looks like the vampires have been using the blood of these victims to paint. You see red flowers. That not even red, that dried blood color of like brownish, painted into flowers that look oh so much like that famous Vincent van Gogh picture of sunflowers.
And they have like parts with fresh blood and parts with dried blood to give it like dimensionality and stuff with the coloration.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And Vinny just acts like this is the most normal thing in the world. He invites the 3 of you to take a seat amongst these vampire artists and the victims in here, as he sort of coolly sits backwards down on a like a recliner. Bobby, I was surprised, impressed, but surprised. I didn't think you would go so visceral with your work right away. I mean, on your first commission. Oh, Bobby, we don't see that sort of ambition, direction in every artist we bring in to work with us right away.
Yeah, I just it's just look, since I talked to Evangeline, I kind of figured I know what what kind of thing you guys was looking for, and I just I don't know, I felt like deliver, right? You guys wanted a piece. I know what you want. There you go.
If you don't mind me asking, Bobby, who was it?
It was Josh King.
Josh King. And he like throws his arms back and reclines and like lets that sort of soak in with a smile on his face. I like the sound of that. Josh King. And one of the other vampires in the room sort of sways side to side, and she goes, Josh King. And the vampires are just being super weird.
Yeah, no, this is, it's creepy. I vibe with it.
And like as he's sort of swaying and these other vampires are singing, he walks over to a desk in the far end of the room, and he picks up like some freshly printed sheets of paper, and he brings them back over and he hands them to you guys, and he says, "It is a shame how quickly your work has been cleaned up, but I don't blame you for that, Bobby. We must not blame the artist when the Philistines don't properly appreciate it."
Yeah, I mean, I kind of figured it's in the nature of the piece, right? They're going to clean it up, chalk it up to like, mortality is a precious thing. Time lasts, things fade away. I figure, why not, right? It's the same principle. I gave those people that moment, and whoever was there to witness it, may they appreciate the beauty.
Well said.
How can you be pretentious about murder?
Is that something Chris actually says in this moment? Oh,
No.
man, that would be so
No.
good, though.
Do it.
Wow, no balls.
Yeah,
no balls,
all right,
dude.
I'll do it. I said it in the voice.
And there's a silence that falls over. And Vinny looks at you, Chris. He doesn't let the smile fall from his face and says, "Ah, my dear, you do not appreciate what we do, what your friend has done? You don't see the artistry in it?"
She's just sort of a stick in the mud. You know, she's kind of like one of those snooty types a little bit.
Artistry is not the word I would use to describe it.
And what word do you prefer?
It was a job. A job's a job.
Oh, how mercantile of you. And the other vampires laugh uproariously as well. I understand. So much of the world thinks the way you do, my dear. Doesn't appreciate the creative efforts. You know, I sold but a single painting in my mortal lifetime. Such is how it is.
So now your art, it's better because you splatter some blood on it?
Vinny nods, and he says, I like you, my dear. I like all of you. Don't we like these new friends? And the vampires whoop and cheer once more. You are welcome here amongst my society. Anytime you would like to come and see our work. This is not just a place for sycophants to tell us what we want to hear. No, I appreciate your criticisms because I know that they do not come from a place of, and he puts a single, like, long-nailed finger on your forehead. They do not come from a place of mindlessness. But to you, Bobby, after what you've done, I would like to offer you a formal invitation to join the society as a junior member.
Oh, that's that's such an honor. I can't believe. I'm shocked, I guess. I didn't expect the membership would come.
I wasn't expecting to extend the invitation so quickly, if I'm telling the truth. But like I said, with your first piece for us, you've done what many would not. Frankly, I was expecting you to just splatter some paint or start a fire or, cause some sort of mundane ruckus to put an end to that trifle of a show. But no, Bobby. You understood. You understood that to really make a statement, costs must be paid.
Yeah, just seemed like the right thing. I hope you don't mind my asking, is there like a membership fee or anything? 'Cause I'm like not great on
membership
cash.
fee! Oh, you are funny, Bobby Bristol.
Cool.
No, there is no membership fee. Nothing monetary. No coin or paper to be traded. No, just your membership is based on the work you perform, the pieces you create for the society.
Okay. Yeah, this is an honor. Like, thank you. Vinny, this is incredible.
While this is happening, can I study a place of power?
How do you think you're studying it? Because that's more than necessarily just like taking a look around, you know?
Subtle detecting spells. Once they've kind of like started talking about membership and stuff, kind of like sink into the background and just like look around a little bit and see if I can spot anything juicy.
Sure, I guess. That is a circle move, and this is a place of power of the Knight Circle. So go ahead and give me a roll with your Knight rating.
My circle rating for Knight. Quite interesting that you would ask me to roll that one.
I mean, I think it was pretty obvious that that's what the case was.
Yeah, because of the vampires.
That's a 5.
Oh.
A 5. So you said you were casting some like basic spells to sort of suss out this place, and I think one of the vampires that was just lounging about this room has sort of kept their eye on you as you walk away from the rest of the group, and you take your crystals out and they're sort of glowing with some energy, and this vampire walks across the room, puts a hand on your shoulder, and squeezes. What do you think you're doing there, friend?
I was just curious as to how y'all set this place up. I'm sorry, I should have asked beforehand.
This vampire like turns you around to get eye to eye with you, and they're just radiating intensity. See that it doesn't. And Vinny looks over and goes, No, there's no need. There's no need for that, Jabberwocky. That's what the vampire's name is.
'Twas Brillig and the slimy toad.
Very vampire name, isn't it?
God.
Jabberwocky.
It's actually very traditional.
It's an art name, you know? And Vinny walks over to you and this vampire and like physically separates the two of you. And he still seems very amused, but this other vampire, this Jabberwocky, does not seem amused with you, Chris. And they do not take their eyes off of you, like, for the rest of this scene, basically.
I kind of want to, like, I don't want to overstep, but I kind of want to, like, step to a little bit if she's getting all toughtsy, because, I don't know, I think Bobby would get pissed seeing her get handsy.
You eyeing up my girl? Not like my girl, but like
Yeah,
my
like-
girl.
Definitely not your girl.
Everyone just be calm. These are friends, a new brother in the society. Come. And he goes back to like the table and he lifts up like a charcuterie tray that is like half like actual cured deli meats and half like a strange other kind of meat, and brings it over and offers the tray to everyone. And Jabberwocky, they take a strange piece of meat and swallow it whole, and crouch back down onto the couch.
So this is just salami, right? I say, kind of picking up a piece of obviously salami.
Yes. So that's salami, and that's pepperoni, and that's I believe Sicilian.
Sicilian sounds like you'd like that, Ezra.
I think that might be cannibalism.
I mean, we are vampires, guys. Come on, like.
I'm actually, I already ate before I got here, but this is great. I love this.
I'm actually kind of hungry, so I'll take some of the salami. You guys got any provolone?
Yeah, well, Vinny, I'll leave you to show these guys some of the art, I guess. We lost someone, actually, it kind of looks like.
Yeah, I was gonna go look for him.
Shit.
Why don't I take care of that? Thanks for the meat. I'm not really as much of an art guy as these guys. They're much more, high class than me, you could say.
Don't sell yourself short. I don't know, Ezra. You might have something. We'll talk about that later, though.
So, Vinny, do you know anything about the Bloodstone flute?
The Bloodstone flute? Well, yes, of course. That's one of our most favored pieces in our collection here in the society. We've had it for a very long time.
So, Vinny, I wanted to ask, do you think we could, borrow it? I know it's kind of a big ask. Some business came up. It's pretty big, for us at least. And we actually do need the Bloodstone flute to...
It's kind of for an art piece.
Fuck, that was a way better... Yeah. For an art piece. Chris actually wanted to try something.
Oh, really?
I didn't. This was all Bobby, really. The man's a genius. You've really picked a good one.
Oh, don't be so humble, Chris, my dear. If your collaborator is trying to give you credit, you should take it.
I don't have the eye for it, but I think I had an idea that Bobby just kind of ran with. Collaboration is the really name of the game, isn't it? In the art world.
I don't know. I think we make a pretty good team, Chris. So, the two of us, but just this big art piece that we wanted to do. And I do actually need that Bloodstone flute for it. So I know it's a big ask, Vinny, but what can I do?
Well, he picks up a piece of meat and he sort of rolls it between his fingers. Well, it's not society policy to let non-members have access to our collection, but, Bobby, are you willing to accept formal membership?
Yeah, yeah, sure. Do I have to sign something?
No such formalities. Just a gentleman's agreement. And he offers you a handshake.
I can't see this going wrong at all. Yeah, I shake his hand.
Wonderful, wonderful. Oh, what great expectations I have for you. And he smiles wide. Come, let's see about getting that flute for you. And let's hop over to Dale. Dale is wandering around the art exhibit here. What, you're just following the flashing lights?
Yeah, but also simultaneously looking for a bar because Dale's really thirsty. He just needs a good pint of water right now.
Yeah, you are able to, there is a bar here. It is serving human-friendly beverages. You guzzle down a pint or two of water, and ooh, is it refreshing.
I needed that.
And as you're sitting against the bar and looking around and taking all this noise and light and energy in, something catches your eye.
Oh.
And it's like a globule of bluish light that is just sort of floating in midair.
That's pretty.
It's sort of just like off to the side, like the far wall of the room, sort of away from all these people that are, engaging in revelry here.
Dale's gonna walk on over to that because that's pretty. He likes that.
And it's just sort of like pulsating, sort of like bobbing up and down in midair. And as you get within like a few yards of it, it starts to float away from you.
Oh, come back. I start going after. Well, first I turn around and ask for a third pint of water. Trippin's thirsty work. And then I start hustling after this blue glob.
Yeah, and the blue glob like continues to float away from you, sort of like just out of arm's reach as you go. And as you speed up, it speeds up a little bit.
Oh, come on.
It rounds a corner into a hallway. And you see at the end of the hallway, there's just like a glowing red exit sign. And it goes to the far end and passes right through the door out the exit.
I go up to the door. I hastily check for something that would set an alarm off because I don't want to be that guy.
Even stoned. No, yeah, it doesn't seem like it's rigged to an alarm. It's just like an exit in this building.
Yeah, I go on out. I want to see this thing.
You walk out into the naked city night, and you're back out on the street, and this blue light like rounds a corner into an alley, and you follow after it. And as you go into this alley, it stops and it lets you catch up with it.
Whoa, what's going on, little buddy? Why are you running? I just want to be friends. I touch it.
And as you touch it, you just hear deep in your mind,
what's the matter?
and the globe sort of stretches out vertically and slowly takes the form of an extremely, extremely thin man.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were a ghost. That's cool.
Oh, the art. The art.
It's wild.
I wish I could create art. And this anguished man looks down at his skeletally thin, transparent hands.
Well, listen, buddy. If you got passion in your heart, you can make art. Hey, that rhymes. Art, heart. You got heart, don't you?
I can't. Not anymore.
Oh, sure you can. Aren't folks trying to take pictures of you all the time? Just fucking own it. Get on Travel Channel, my guy.
And this spectral form looks deep in your eyes, Dale. Will you help me?
Oh, what's your name, buddy?
I don't remember my name. I only feel the art.
fuck it. Let's call you Art then, because you can be the art. And listen to me. I know just the guy. He's a photographer and he hangs out at a bus station. Super cool guy. I love him. Worked with him before. We had some good times. And you know what? You can help each other. You get to be a model. And he gets to be a paranormal photographer. Sounds like a pretty good arrangement.
You will help me.
You seem like an okay guy. I'm about it. I'm about it. Let's do it.
And he offers you his long skeletal hand, Dale.
I go to grab it, and as I do, I say, you know where I could get ghost bullets?
When you touch his hand, this figure vanishes. Spectral blue energy that seeps into your hand.
Oh!
And as you realize what's happening, you immediately sober up.
Whoa!
Like 0 to 60 in a second, you immediately feel stone cold sober.
I'm glad that's over. Holy shit.
But what's more is you suddenly feel so hungry.
I could eat, man. It's been a long day. That stuff really suppresses your appetite, don't it?
And I think at that moment, Ezra opens the exit door looking for Dale and sees Dale standing by himself in the alley adjacent to this warehouse.
Ezra!
Ah, Dale. Ah, you're there.
Are you hungry? I'm hungry.
Oh, Dale, you know I can never say no to hanging out with you.
Let's cut back to Chris and Bobby, who are escorted by Vinny into another room of this warehouse. This has like a full-on padlock that he takes a key out and undoes it. And when he ushers you guys in, there are just like crates and crates and crates of stuff in here. And he sort of digs through some things. You see that there are like paintings that are in here that are being stored, and sculptures and weird esoteric art pieces of all sizes, shapes, and forms, until he finally pulls out a flute that is made of seemingly some sort of stone that is like a mixture of like marbled red and white and green pattern. And he very delicately hands that to you, Bobby. Here you are, my boy. The Bloodstone Flute. One of the first things I acquired in my collection. What do you have in mind for this, Bobby? Tell me a little bit about this piece you're working on.
You ever heard of a chupacabra?
A chupacabra. Oh, as a matter of fact, I have. You know, some believe those to be a not too distant cousin of our own. Well, I'm not sure if I believe in such a theory, but you have me intrigued. What do you... No, don't tell me. I would rather be surprised.
Oh boy, will you. It's gonna be a good one. You'll hear about this.
I certainly hope I do.
Well, thank you so much for having us, Vinny. And I will be sure to keep your eye out, okay?
Bobby. I think you're going to have a bright future with the society, even brighter than I would have believed before this evening. I certainly hope you can top yourself in your next project.
I have a feeling you won't be too disappointed. I got some plans in the works, so you'll be hearing from me for sure.
And so you guys are able to like regroup, meet up with one another. Dale, you're able to get some snacks, but it's not satisfying.
Can we hit up a Five Guys?
You guys have the flute. You've done what you needed to do. What's the next plan? What's the next step?
The next step, we gotta go talk to the fairies. So I figure we'd meet up the next day, probably.
Yeah, I think I misspoke earlier. This is Saturday night, not Friday night. Because Friday night was when you went to the art gallery, you met Vinny for the first time, then gave you the tickets, and then this has all been Saturday. So everybody now lives at Chris's. You guys all go back together to Chris's house. It's probably like, 1 or 2 in the morning by the time you all walk in, make up a place for Dale to sleep, and everyone crashes for the night. Now, everybody who has a level 1 harm, you can clear that at this point. That is superficial. You get rid of it just by resting. But I believe that today, Bobby, you suffered a level 2 harm.
That I did.
What even is level 2 harm?
As you are getting ready for bed and you're like taking your shirt off, you see the spots where those ghostly machine guns hit you. There's these little black necrotized spots on your torso. They're pretty painful, and it's not an immediately life-threatening thing, but to get rid of that, to get that treated, you're going to require some real medical care.
Well, that sounds inconvenient. So
it certainly does.
I don't know a doctor. I was a doctor in the last campaign. So, but I do have an ability that I want to try to use here. I want to let it out to heal 2 harm instantly, starting with critical harm.
Okay, so just going to try and draw on some bestial power to heal these wounds yourself. Go ahead and roll with spirit to let it out.
That's a 10. Let's go.
Okay, so on a hit, you mark corruption and activate the ability. I'll tell you how it is costly, limited, or unstable. You can ignore the corruption or the complication, your choice, because you rolled a 10. Let's just say that it's limited in scope and that you'll basically remain at the level 1 harm for another day. Not that bad, but if you get hurt again before you can rest again, it'll be a little bit extra damage. You know what I mean? So either mark corruption and heal completely, or don't mark corruption and only heal 1 harm.
I'm actually chilling with my corruption right now, so I'm gonna just take the corruption because honestly not doing that bad. I thought I felt a lot more corrupt than my character demanded. So yeah, I'll just take the corruption there.
Very good. So just through werewolf willpower, Bobby, you heal overnight. And when you wake up Sunday morning, those necrotized spots are totally gone. You guys get some breakfast. Dale has a really big plate, but still just can't shake that hungry feeling.
Mike, would this count as corruption?
Not right now. I mean, do you want corruption? I'll give you corruption if you want corruption.
I just got possessed by a ghost. I feel like that's some pretty earned corruption.
Fine, you talked me into it. Mark corruption.
You gave him a free level up? This is such bullshit.
Is that your first corruption growth?
We're going to add +1 to mind.
Ooh, that's
No,
why
fair
you
play.
needed
That's
it.
0.
Fair play.
Yes, it is. That's why I wanted
Still
it.
unfair.
I want free experience.
So, you guys can head back to the pinball museum if you want. You know, that's one of Root's hangouts. And you are able to find him there playing what machine is Root at today? I'm gonna say it's
Dumbo.
Dumbo's pretty good. Yeah, let's say he's playing a Dumbo machine. Officially licensed by Disney.
Nice.
Don't sue us, please.
And he gives you like a what's up nod as you approach. And he's like, back so soon?
We need to talk to Monarch.
Okay. You know, are you sure you're ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
I can get you an audience. Yeah, I mean, I can get you an audience, but I don't know if I can get you a second one. So, if you're ready, then let's do it.
First impression's all I need.
He leads you out of the museum, back onto the strip, and you head to the Excalibur Hotel and Casino. This is one that looks like a, storybook medieval castle. It's got like red and blue painted spires that stick up from it. And Root just leads you into the lobby, into like the main elevator, and he swipes like a key card and pushes the button for the penthouse suite. And the elevator goes up and up and up to the very top floor of the Excalibur and opens up into a luxurious throne room. And sitting on the throne is the 7-foot-tall, pitch-black-eyed Monarch Bloom. They have a copy of the New York Times, the Sunday edition that they're flipping through, and sort of lazily look over the top of their newspaper at these new arrivals.
Hi.
I remember you. The one who saved my boy at his birthday party.
That is me. The do-gooder.
They neatly fold the newspaper, put it to the side, giving you their full attention. To what do I owe the unexpected pleasure?
We got you a present.
I whip out the flute.
I see. Root told you of our plan for the Suns, did he?
Well, I mean, you did use my sanctum to come up with parts of the plan, figure out a couple things.
That we did.
And we're more or less on board with helping you.
Then you once more have my thanks for providing an integral part of what needs to be done yet again. Why do I have the feeling that you are here for more than just to deliver this artifact to me?
Because Moose Calhoun is a snake. But not all the sons are. We are here to plead for your forgiveness on behalf of some of these fallen sons.
I see. Unfortunately for you, and for those you would ask me to show mercy towards, I have already made my orders law. You are asking me to unmake law?
Just adjusted the law.
An amendment?
Well, I mean, can't you do that? Look, all I'm saying is they can be punished, right? But just spare their lives. You know, without them, we wouldn't have been able to get this far, and if I can change, they can change. Don't people deserve second chances?
Not people who try to kill my son.
Well, and I think that's fair, but, you know, there was really one mastermind and a bunch of mooks. And honestly, how much do we even know they were involved?
The monarch looks at you directly, Chris. You have now done me and my court a favor 3 times. You have saved my son. You have provided the knowledge that we need to be rid of the sons. And now you have provided the final artifact needed as well. These are 3 powerful debts for a monarch to owe. If it is your wish to redeem these debts, the law can be unmade. Is that your desire?
I don't even like this guy that much, but yeah, that is my desire.
Very well. And the monarch rises from their throne, crossing the throne room back towards you and towards the elevator that you just stepped out of. Come with me. You should see what you are asking for. And so you load back into the elevator, and as the monarch extends their hand towards the console with the buttons, a green sigil appears below the lowest basement floor button, and they touch it. And the elevator starts to slowly and then faster than it should rocket downwards. It feels like you're about to be crushed underneath the pressure. But then it stops safely. Everything is fine. The elevator doors open, and you are washed in green light. The monarch steps out, urging for you all to follow. And you see before you, there is a pool of water that is pulsing and glowing with green energy. And standing around the pool, stirring it with long rods, are 3 robed figures. The monarch turns to face you all, while the robed figures ignore you. These are the hags, the keepers of the law, and they can do what you ask. if that is what you want, on the next episode of Escape the Dungeon. Thank you for listening to Escape the Dungeon. Escape the Dungeon is created by Dom Brass, Nate Brass, Zach Brass, and Mike Cripps, with editing and original music by Tyler Knittle. If you enjoyed this show, please consider subscribing and leaving a 5-star review on your favorite podcast app. To find us on social media, go to escapethedungeonpod.com.